In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 college football matchups, and I'll break them all down with free winning picks so you can bet smarter and win bigger. But first, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get our picks the second they drop, because when the lines move, the early birds cash in. And if you want the full winning sport picks experience, head over to wspicks.com and check out our VIP packages, or grab a free consultation with one of our professional sports consultants for the sharpest edge you'll find anywhere. That's where the real plays live. We are your bookmaker's worst nightmare. These are the games we're hammering, the ones the books can't afford you to bet. This is Winning Sport Picks. The free picks are about to drop, and they're coming in hot. Let's kick it off with Maryland Terrapins versus Wisconsin Badgers. The current line has Wisconsin laying minus 10.5 at home, with the total sitting around 44.5. This is classic Big Ten football. Wisconsin is always strong in the trenches, running the ball, slowing the pace, and leaning on defense. Maryland is more of a finesse team, fast-paced passing, spreading the field, but historically they get swallowed up when they run into these meat grinder matchups on the road. Here's the psychology angle. Casual bettors see a double-digit spread and think, that's too many points, I'll take the dog. But history tells a different story. Wisconsin has covered 7 of their last 9 games at home when favored by 7 or more, and Maryland is just 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games as a road underdog versus ranked opponents. With the total set at 44.5, the under looks live. Why? Because Wisconsin is going to bleed the clock with their run game, and even if Maryland gets a few chunk plays, those drives stall inside the 30 against this Badgers defense. I like Wisconsin to cover the 10.5, and I like the under 44.5 to cash. Expect a grind-it-out, slow-burn game where points come at a premium. Next up, Texas Tech versus Utah. The Utes are laying -3, and the total is posted at 57.5. This is where perception and psychology clash. Utah is seen as the disciplined Pac-12-style defense, while Texas Tech is perceived as the flashy Big 12 offense that scores in bunches. The truth? Texas Tech has quietly been a money machine in these short underdog roles. The Red Raiders are 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 games catching points. Utah at home is always tough, but they've struggled to separate when facing teams that can spread the field. What bettors forget is Utah tends to play lower possession games. That puts a premium on every mistake, every turnover. Texas Tech thrives on volatility. The number 57.5 looks high until you realize both of these defenses give up big plays, and both quarterbacks are willing to push the ball downfield. When you combine high variance with short spreads, the underdog has real value. I like Texas Tech +3 here to keep it tight into the fourth quarter, and I lean over 57.5 because if either team gets behind, the tempo will accelerate quickly. Moving on to Arkansas Razorbacks versus Memphis Tigers. The spread is Arkansas -7.5, with the total hanging around 61.5. This is a sneaky game. Arkansas has the SEC pedigree, bigger bodies, better recruits, but Memphis is no pushover at home. The psychology in this matchup is clear. The public loves betting SEC teams against smaller conference opponents. That inflates Arkansas's line. Memphis has covered 6 of their last 9 as a home dog, and they tend to play much better in these showcase spots. Remember, this game means more to Memphis than it does to Arkansas. Arkansas is thinking about conference play. Memphis is thinking about proving themselves on a national stage. As for the total at 61.5, it looks like a shootout on paper, but Arkansas has shown a habit of slowing down games when they build a lead. That creates opportunities for the under to cash late. I like Memphis +7.5 to fight hard in front of their home fans, and I'm leaning under 61.5, with both teams eventually leaning on the ground game in the second half. Now let's break down UAB Blazers versus Tennessee Volunteers. This is one of those monster spreads you almost never see. Tennessee is laying -39.5, and the total is at 69. These are the kind of games that trap recreational bettors. They look at Tennessee and say, they're explosive, they'll win by 50. But historically, big favorites in the 35 to 40 point range cover less than 45% of the time. It's just too many points. Tennessee may dominate the game, but late in the fourth quarter with second and third string players on on the field, that backdoor cover for UAB is always live. UAB has covered 3 of their last 4 games as an underdog of 30 points or more, and when it comes to the total of 69, people see fireworks, but these games often go under because the blowout factor shortens possessions and drains the clock. Tennessee will likely be up 35-0 by halftime, then cruise. I like UAB plus 39.5 to sneak in the back door, and I like the under 69 to cash because Tennessee won't need to run it up once it's decided. Finally, let's dive into Oregon State Beavers versus Oregon Ducks. Oregon is laying minus 35.5 with the total at 56.5. This is the Civil War, one of the fiercest rivalries in college football. Now, normally rivalry games tighten up, but this one has all the makings of a blowout. Oregon's offense has been on fire, averaging nearly 45 points per game, while Oregon State has looked shaky, especially on defense. That's why the Ducks are laying this massive 35.5 number. But here's the psychology angle. Huge spreads in rivalry games often draw sharp money on the dog because motivation is never an issue. Oregon State's players will come in with pride, and with spreads this big, a single late touchdown can decide the cover. Oregon has failed to cover 4 of their last 6 games as a favorite of 30 or more, and with the total at 56.5, I lean under. Why? Because when Oregon gets ahead, they'll slow it down. No need to show their entire playbook before conference play heats up. So while I lean Oregon minus 35.5, I like the under 56.5 as the stronger play. Now listen to me, those are the free picks, but the one game I am unloading on tonight, the game that's going to crush your bookie's soul, that's the VIP play of the day at WSPicks.com. This is the nuke, the hammer, the max bet, the one play I've circled, the game that will bury your bookmaker 6 feet under. When it hits, and it will, your bookie is going to need a doctor, a lawyer, and maybe even a priest. If you want to ride with me on the biggest bet of the day, get to WSPicks.com right now. So let's recap the free picks. Nice and quick, I've got Wisconsin minus 10.5 and under 44.5 against Maryland. I'm riding Texas Tech plus 3 and the over 57.5 against Utah. I like Memphis plus 7.5 and the under 61.5 versus Arkansas. I'm grabbing UAB plus 39.5 and under 69 against Tennessee. And I've got Oregon minus 35.5, but leaning under 56.5 against Oregon State. This is Winning Sport Picks, where we don't just bet, we bury bookmakers. Smash that subscribe button, drop your favorite plays in the comments, and hammer that like button like you're hammering your bookie into the dirt. We're cashing, we're dominating, and tonight we're dancing on the grave of your bookmaker. Let's go!